one of whom is the Michigan State Spartans, arguably the team that I think needed a win more than anybody tonight, and it had nothing to do with basketball itself. Again, this is the Field of 68 After Dark, brought to you by Bet Rivers. You can listen to us on Sirius XM channel 84. If you're watching us on YouTube, stick around for the afters after the show. We'll answer some questions. We got Matt McCall, LaVal Jordan. I am Greg Waddell. Guys, I'm a Spartan alum. It's been an emotional week for everybody that went to this university and for a lot of people that didn't go to this university, quite frankly. But for Tom Izzo and that group of guys, they've just been through a lot, man. For their first game after the suspension last week, to have to go on the road to their rival in Ann Arbor and play a hotly contested back and forth game. Ultimately, they end up losing. Now you come home for the first game in that arena with a packed house, with everybody in the Spartan Strong shirts, with a lot of non-basketball related things to focus on that matter a lot more than the result of a basketball game. And they got punched in the mouth early, man. If we're talking just basketball, Indiana jumped on them. I mean, it was a double-digit lead very, very early into this game. Look, I don't know if I'm crossing the line to say this, but the word resilient gets thrown around a lot with just the university at Michigan State a lot. Tonight, their basketball team was resilient and ultimately resulted in a much-needed win that hopefully put some smiles on a lot of people's faces. LaVal, let's go to you. What impressed you most about the Spartans tonight?
Their ability to just collect themselves. I mean, I can't imagine and won't even try the emotions you go through that in your first game that you resume athletic activity is at Michigan. So you're usually juiced up for the rivalry, but this particular time, you don't know where everybody's, emotions and headspace is. Now you come back home and it's your first one. And I thought you could see it on their faces early in the game. It was just, everybody in the building and the weight and the responsibility, because you feel like you have to win for an entire community if you're 18 to 22-year-old kid. And that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot. And so Tyson Walker in the first half was phenomenal to just get them collected. I mean, he got hot and made some tough shots, and I thought their guards were impressive. Him in the first half and AJ Hoggard in the second half. But Jackson Kohler, Greg, and the freshman came in. He's done this before. But he came in, and his minutes might have been the most important minutes of the game, especially in the first half during their comeback to tie it up and take the lead. I mean, his defense on Trace Jackson Davis, they played him one-on-one. They threw in, they stunned it and dug down on the post, mixed in, and Trace had, he had turnovers tonight. I think he had 7 of them. So they had him off balance, which was key to the game plan. But Jackson Kohler gave them a boost like none other in the first half. And they just rolled away from then on.
Yeah, who saw that coming, LaVal? I mean, you said it. He's had moments, right? He's had flashes of this brilliance. We hear about his footwork as a recruit. That's what we heard about. Was he's got this high-level offensive game that's going to torment the Big Ten for years. He's had to earn his spot, as any Michigan State basketball player does. And the center spot has not been a strength, as you guys both well know, for Michigan State this season. But tonight, man, that 4-minute sequence, he had a stop, just one-on-one, post defense on TJ.
He got the block shot. He had the up and under was beautiful. I mean, it was beautiful.
An offensive rebound mixed in there. And
those 4 points were worth 12 points.
Right. And when you say he's done it before this season, we've seen flashes. We have not seen flashes against a player of Jackson Davis's caliber. That was the important thing for Michigan State in my mind. McCall, obviously it's impressive, the result and how these guys came together tonight for sure. Obviously would love to get your thoughts on that as well. But I'm also curious because I feel like I've talked to you about Michigan State a couple of times this season. They've got veteran guards, man. That's a good thing to have in the NCAA tournament. They haven't played the best basketball this season, but is this a team that you're buying going into March?
First of all, do you know where Jackson Kohler's from?
Utah.
I don't
know where.
Yeah, it's out west, right?
American Fork, Utah. I just looked that up. American Fork, Utah. I wonder where that is, Greg.
That's a good name, man.
Maybe one time we'll take a trip out to American Fork, Utah. Yeah, you know, like, and I know Tyson Walker. We played against him when he was at Northeastern. You know, some of these guys and these players that you see transfer up, it doesn't always work out, right? And Coach Jordan knows this. Like, you know, it just doesn't always work out. It's a different level. There's different defenses and coverages. The guys are bigger, faster, stronger. And here's a guy who was so hard to guard when he was at Northeastern, who he's done it. He's transferred up and he's done it. And he was absolutely outstanding today. He's made huge shots for him throughout his whole career. He's a high character player. And yeah, I just think, you know, the word that comes to mind in the performance for them today is inspired. That's how they played. They played inspired. They were able to go out there and block out everything that was going on, just play the game of basketball, and they did it in an inspired way. I give the other teams that they're playing against too, the coaches, you know, Trace Jackson's Davis is wearing a shirt out there in warm-ups, you know, Michigan strong or state strong. I think that's been really neat to see the league kind of come around Michigan State and surround them as well. But I just thought they played inspired. They are a team that I would not count out come March. Like you said, veteran guards, and they still got that guy over there calling those ball plays. And Coach Jordan knows he gets it on the side. You're going to have about 19 different things run through your head as an assistant coach on what action is coming on the side. I'll never forget trying to scout them when he had Draymond Green. And I had the Michigan State scout, and John Pelfrey had the Louisville scout. And I was cheering every time Louisville scored because I didn't want to be up till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Playbook, coach. That's a deep playbook.
That's a deep playbook. So don't count them out.
Yeah, you never can. And images surfaced. We were already on the show, I think, by the time it wrapped, but of Tom Izzo in tears, sitting down, overcome with emotion as this game wrapped tonight. So again, kudos to everybody at Michigan State. Kudos, like McCall said, to everybody in the Big Ten for the way they have wrapped their arms around the Spartan community. Speaking as a Spartan, it's been beautiful, and a lot of us needed to see that. So